Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
So, what are the disadvantages of being in the same profession with one's spouse?
What are the disadvantages of working with somebody?
Yes. What are the of being in the same business or profession or
Well,
career with your wife?
I would say that was probably when we were much younger, not now.
Yes.
The
Okay.
advantage was that anytime anytime, I mean, a lot of people will think to this direction, but that's what happens. Anytime your wife is heavy or she's due, I mean, you start turning down events, start turning down shows, because at the end of the day, in fact, to be honest with you, that's what pushed me towards doing things like Zoom time and all that, because I now needed to start doing stuff on my own. Because when there's some months where you just can't risk, putting a woman on stage, and then now it coincides with when the events are coming, people are telling you they need you for this, and you're telling them you're either telling them you're booked or you're telling them something. But meanwhile, it's because you don't want to risk your wife's health. Putting on, so that's difficult. And then when the kids were also young, sometimes we'll be invited to Port Harcourt or Abuja or somewhere to come and perform, and then you have to leave the kids at home with, those were not. I wasn't really happy about doing those things. That you have to go like for 2-3 days, and then your tiny kids at home alone with some nanny or something. It wasn't funny, because your heart, your mind, your soul is at home, with your children. Like, are they okay? Are they okay? Because what are you doing all this for anyway? So those are the difficult periods.
All
Everybody sees
right.
that when they see you on stage, or that's all they want to see. They don't know that you have any
Headache. Yeah. Interesting. So, anytime you disagree with Wunmi, how do you resolve it?
I'm a very calm person. If I get angry, you might not even know instantly. I'm somebody who doesn't like to talk immediately. So I kind of like let it fester, so I can put my words together. Then when I say we need to talk, it's always like gaga. But for me, it's a little bit the opposite. She says it as she feels it. If something happens, she wants to address immediately and all that. But you also have to balance it out. So I let her, have her talk, and I try to analyze. If I'm somebody who's not, I'm not worried about apologizing or anything like that. I mean, things like that don't. If you do something wrong as a man, apologize to your wife. There's nothing wrong with that. If I've offended her, tell her sorry, and vice versa. It has to be the same. I think when a man finds it easy to apologize to the wife will find it even easier to apologize to him, especially if you are a strong. She will appreciate the fact that you always you always humble yourself before her. When she says you have offended her, you will apologize. She will respect you for it. Trust me.
Interesting. Now, your debut album, Sealed, came in 1999.
Yeah, okay.
2 followed in 2003.
I think it was actually released in 98.
Okay.
Was it 1999? Okay, I think yeah. Eventually the CD, because it was actually initially released. Yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah. Now, Two For Real came in 2007. Two
Okay,
Legit came in 2010. Two
okay, yeah.
Plus came in 2015. When
Yeah.
next should your fans expect another album from you?
The irony of it all was that it was supposed to be last year. That terrible 2020 was when we were supposed to go back and start recording, man. COVID didn't allow anybody to enter any studio. I don't know. I mean, I didn't want to get COVID. I thank God up to now. I haven't, although I've been vaccinated now.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. So it was supposed to be last year, actually, in all honesty. We were even like a year late. We were supposed to have done the album in 2019. But I think, to be honest with you, let me be straight. I always like being straightforward in everything I say. We had to really reevaluate the 2 Plus album, because to everybody who worked on it, and to all those who listened to it, and for all the big songs that came out of it, like Ire, Wedding Day, Rise Up, and all that, we didn't understand why the album didn't do as well as we expected, because we really put a lot into it. I think anybody who listens to the album will appreciate the fact that a lot of work went into it, especially in terms of composing songs that really made sense. So I think at the end of the day, we now have to ask ourselves, okay, what did we do wrong? You have to really be sure about what you're doing next, because it takes a lot to put out another album. And we don't, even if you don't want your album to, even if your album at this point in our career doesn't go number one, at least it has to at least be able to squeeze into top 10. You have to be able to feel like, oh, we did something. Oh, there's a nice groove they released. We have to really sit down with that now and ask ourselves, what did we do wrong? Did we do anything wrong? Is it just the fact? Because a lot of people kept on saying that beyond a certain age in Nigeria, it always seems as if not even the audience. Because to me, I think people like good music, they listen to good music. But I think the people who present the music, the radio presenters, the VJs, they always want to keep the age range of the artists they promote, would I say, under 40. So for those of you like you're over 50, regardless of what you're doing, they don't really pay too much attention. So I don't know. So is that one of the reasons? We're still, butting heads about that. But I think we definitely want to be back in the studio before the end of this year. But we're going to take our time. Between me and you, we've actually recorded a couple of songs already. But we don't do our albums like put too much pressure. We just keep working naturally and letting everything take its course, until eventually when we're satisfied with the number of songs that we have, and then we can put it together and put it out. So by God's grace, maybe 2022, next year, should be expecting another album from you.
Interesting. Now, of all your songs, which one do you find yourself singing the most?
Songs are like spirits, so they just come to your soul, and you just find yourself singing, humming it. I don't know. Maybe because it's reggae. I always find myself on the Rise Up. Skabadu be there. I like that one. So I sing that sometimes. Ire always comes to my mind too, from the new album. Sometimes, Adupe. Sometimes, because I'm not, I think because we've not done a stage performance in a while. So I think sometimes we're missing it now. So me and I, we find ourselves harmonizing in the house and singing some of our own songs. which we didn't used to do before. We hardly ever sing our own songs because we have to sing them every week anyway. So yeah, you get sometimes you get a little bit choked up with your songs when you're always performing it. But I think because there's been a bit of break between performances, we're missing that groove, and hopefully by God's grace, we're coming to a stage near you very soon.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Zoom time and the Charlie Boy Show contributed somehow, to your career success. What do you still miss about those two programs?
Well, I think Zoom time, especially the Charlie Boy Show, was just an opportunity to put laughter on the faces of people for many, many, many. Over a decade, almost 15 years. It was a long. We started doing Charlie Boy Show before our first album came out, so you can imagine we've been doing Charlie Boy Show since 1992. The first album didn't come out until like 99. I started acting like movies about 94, yeah, and I did them till like the year 2000 before I stopped. And so I think it was the first thing we did that made people know us. And when you see people and the first thing they do is laugh, I don't think there's any greater joy that a human being can have than to, create laughter for people. In the case of Zoom time was able to help me let people see the intellectual side, because I think a lot of times when they see you as an artist or a musician, they kind of pigeonhole you and put you in a box. This is all you can do. But Zoom time allowed us to talk to governors, ministers, the president, past presidents. It gave us that space where we could show that there was more to us than just entertainment. We had a very, very good grasp of current affairs, and we also knew how to engage in terms of conversation. So to keep people on air for 1 hour just asking questions is very, very difficult. It takes some intellectual depth, because no matter how good your subject is, if you're not a good interviewer, or you're not somebody who has anything to offer, the whole thing will just be wishy-washy. We were able to do Zoom time from 1990. We started Zoom time 1998, and we did it till 2009, which is 11 years. Before we called it a day. So yeah, it was for me an opportunity for me to express my other talents, which was acting and being an interviewer. So and then also now, so that is why people respect me a lot more, because they believe that you have a lot more to offer than music.
Interesting. Interesting. So it's on that note that I would like to bring tonight's Instagram live session to a close. Thank you so, so, so very much, my brother, for your
Azuh, my
time, your
guy.
thoughts, my brother, for everything. But I want to thank you for making
Okay.
our time for me this night. I also would like to appreciate all those joined us for this, um, who joined us this night. Thank you very, very much.